So Arsenal have won 2-0 in what was one of the most one-sided football matches we've probably seen this season. It wasn't a great spectacle. A couple of moments of brilliance and quality throughout the football match got us the win. Aubameyang, despite our manager saying in midweek that he probably wouldn't be started and actually looked kind of sharp. He got his goal. He took it well. Martinelli got a game. Who knew? He was actually sharp. El Neni, first Premier League goal, and Matt Ryan, very comfortable. David Luiz was probably the only negative today, the fact that he went off with an injury and he maybe potentially has played his last game for Arsenal. But what did you make of that, Kenny? You're looking sharp as well. 15 years younger, yeah?
Yeah, well, like I said, the wife had a lot to do with the appearance. She was getting really fed up, especially because I was growing a bit of a mullet at the back, she said. And it was quite a Salzburg mullet. So it was massive round the back. And there wasn't much on top. So I don't know who I look like. I'm sure there's some. Actually, it was Earth, Wind, Fire. You know, remember them? Back in the day, Earth, Wind, Fire. Let's groove. Anyway, in terms of the match, as I said before on Thursday, and I said it on other telecasts as well. Every game Arsenal play is serious. We have to win every game. Most importantly thing as well, it's all about fitness tests for Thursday, and also about morale as well. And looking at formations. The fact of the matter is that Aubameyang, regardless of his performance, has to play on Thursday. I think he was looking at David Luiz playing so he can bring the ball out, and he was also probably looking at us maybe Gabriel, because with all due respect to Holding and Murray, they try to be solid, but they don't give us anything going forward. So what happens is that the attack is give the ball to Saka and let's see how we can go on. And I think once that was dealt, I was glad in a way that Saka didn't play, not because I didn't want to win the game, because I always want to win, but I want to see a different attacking dimension without Saka. So that way we can hurt teams in a different way. And today we hurt Newcastle. Like I said, ball retention fantastic. Gabriel Martinelli, for me, best player on the pitch for Arsenal. Willian didn't do himself in the other half. We've got to have alternatives. We can't. No player at this football club picks themselves. The only player that I could say that gets a game is Tierney, but he's not fit. I would have liked probably Cedric left back and Jack in midfield, because I would like to have had a look at him and what areas he's going to play, because I don't like. I'm all for continuity, but really and truly, playing Jack at left back is going to come at start. He came at start first. I'm worried and thing, but.
Sorry to cut you off. Do you think the fact that he played him at left back again, and listen, he didn't have a bad game, didn't really get tested, but do you think the fact that he did that again today says that he's a shoe-in at left back on Thursday?
Yes.
Because
yes.
the Tierney situation, our manager said before the game against Villarreal in the first leg that everyone's in contention. Well, that's now not the case, because now fast forward a few days later, he's saying that Lacazette and Tierney are a few games away. So do you think that he's going to go with him at left back and he's preferring him?
100%. And he's just going to have to say a few Our Fathers and Hail Marys and hope it doesn't backfire, and hope that that they don't use the big space of the Emirates to exploit any weakness they have. But he's going to be heavily reliant on maybe a Martinelli or Pepe they play to actually occupy that left hand side and be on the front foot attacking. So we don't notice that Xhaka can't do the overlaps. But in terms of Kieran Tierney, if I was a Kieran Tierney fan or a member of his family, I'll be thinking, well, I've got a good opportunity playing Euros for Scotland, and maybe Steve Clarke would be more happy if Kieran Tierney has more rest and try to protect his injury. But for Arsenal, it's not good.
Let's move on to Thursday. Obviously, there was some good performances today. Listen, Matt Ryan hasn't played a great deal of games for Arsenal, but every time I've seen him play, I thought he was looking quality, if I'm honest. I know the games he's played have been up against very, very poor opposition, but he's not put a step wrong. He made a very good save today as well. It was probably the only save he did make. But would you start him in goal on Thursday, or would you go with Leno? Because Leno's hit and miss really at times, isn't he?
Well, it'd be harsh to, in terms. I think with Matt Ryan, I think he's there to push Burnt, and I think what's happened is that if Burnt gets himself sent off or he gets an injury, then Ryan goes in, and you know that you've got nothing to worry about, because you remember You know, Matt Ryan's an experienced international with Australia, played in major tournaments, something that Bernd hasn't played in with Germany. I think he's third or fourth choice for Germany. So we, in that area, we are covered. But in terms of like playing him, look, Bernd earned his Spurs because what's happened is he redeemed himself in Villarreal and let's face it, Bernd is probably he's 100% responsible for us having a chance going into Thursday because of his saves and the important saves that he made. So, you know, you won't worry either way, but you know, Bernd can't help himself, can he? He panics, gets bored, wants to help his teammates, goes too far, and then, you know, his good intentions leads to crucial goals against us.
Are you confident going into that game? Do you think we're going to qualify, or do you think it's going to be a bad evening and our former manager will be being thrown up in the air? Ole's in the centre circle at the former.
You just never. It's obviously you want a yes or no answer. And,
yes.
You know what?
I'd
love to give you that, but the only thing Arsenal fans have to be excited, have to take in consideration, one, Arteta's got no excuses because he's got a different dimension in terms of how we attack. You know, he has to find a way to shoehorn the players who played well today and the key players who are normally part of his first team. He may have an issue with who's going to play at right back, and most importantly, Villarreal are better than Newcastle. In saying that, whoever scores the first goal will go through. And if that's us, then we're going to go through, no matter how many goals Villarreal will get. Because I'm confident even if Villarreal get the equaliser, we'll beat them 3-1. But if Villarreal score first, it's going to be very, very difficult. They know their way around this competition, and unlike Prague and maybe Olympiacos, they actually got a goal threat. They actually got genuine pace and genuine creativity in their side. So it is a big worry. But you know, there's an opportunity, and I just hope we take it.
Yeah, same. Listen, Kenny, always appreciate you coming on. We're going to do player ratings in a minute. The time is 5:55. Man United still hasn't kicked off. Yeah.
All I've got to say is, did you see Neville? You know what? I've never seen Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher have that Scooby-Doo look for years. And that was normally when they're playing. But now they're thinking, what have we done? You know?
Yeah.
They didn't realise that the issues that are Man United are a lot bigger than, you know, a Super League. That this is like a 15-year issue, 16-year issue in terms of how the club was acquired and the debt has been levied on the club. This is bigger than some silly little
kind of thrown
rivalry
on the fire to United fans. And I don't think, as much as we sit and say that fans are a given at match days, I don't think anybody, even me, like just looking at it as an outsider, I don't think any of us expected such a coordinated day-to-day with fans on the pitch, fans outside the ground, and a team bus not being able to leave a hotel. That shows how big Man United are as a football club, that they can coordinate something that now sets Sky Sports back in terms of their viewing audience, in terms of their schedule for a football match, which, let's be real, if Liverpool win, Man City are crowned champions today. That in itself is a massive, massive win for Man United Football Club in what they've done today. Big up to all them United fans today, man.
Well, big up to them. Big up. But all I can say to Sky Sports, be careful what you reap. Remember, if you're going to try and control fans and try and organise them in a coordinated process to suit your needs, remember one thing. Don't forget that you won't be able to control what they do, even as much as you try to control it, and to do it for them to protest at their convenience and yours. You've got to remember they're not going to play by your rules. It serves you right, Sky.
Exactly. Big up, Kenny. Listen, we'll do player ratings in a short while. Big up to everyone watching. Make sure you go and follow Kenny Ken 1972. He doesn't look like he was born in 72 with that haircut, but big up to Kenny. Instagram and Twitter, Kenny Ken 1972. Big up, man. Thank you.